What's up, y'all? So this may have been my official 30th country that I've been to. I gotta count it again, but yeah, I think this is my 30th country that I've been to. So I've been to St. Kitts. I went there in December when it was cold. You know, you gotta get away from New York, go somewhere warm. So yeah, I went there. It was pretty cool. One thing that's crazy though is, at this point, I feel like I'm an expert traveler. I travel to many places, all 50 states, 30 plus countries. And one thing I didn't do was I didn't look up the surrounding area to the hotel I was staying in. At this point, I always look up the hotel and, I check out the pictures, I check out the reviews, make sure everything is, good and everything. But I didn't check out the surrounding area. So when I landed there, I actually learned that there's nothing around that hotel. It's in the cut by itself. And if you want to get to any, restaurants, you have to take a taxi. And it could get kind of expensive if, taking a taxi there for breakfast and back, lunch and back, dinner and back, for, whatever amount of days you're there for. So, I just decided to not go there. I canceled it and I actually stayed at the Marriott. Yo, this hotel was beautiful. I mean, it was big as hell. It had stores inside the hotel, a casino, numerous restaurants, and it was on the beach. It was dope, man. I really liked it. I had a good time. They had a pool, a hot tub. It was nice, man. The food was okay. It was kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie, because everything that you ordered, they put a service charge on top of it. I think like the 20% service charge or something like that. So, and the food already was a high price. So, I want to spend like $600 for, I think, a 2-day trip or something like that on just food. So, yeah, it was kind of expensive, man. But, yeah, I had a good time when I was out there. Went on a little tour to this plantation where it was actually a sugar plantation. It was kind of crazy, man. But, when I was driving there, just the sights of the country was beautiful, man. Like, you get to see these mountains and everything. Yeah, it was dope, man. It was real dope. So, I stopped there, took a lot of pictures and everything, and the tour guide was just giving me like a history lesson on the island. So basically, he took us to the Wingfield Estate, which was a sugar plantation. It's my first time ever going to a plantation. They also made, if I'm not mistaken, tobacco and cotton. Yeah, they produced tobacco and cotton there. The plantation held 200 slaves. So it was, very emotional. It was very eye-opening and educational. So when we was driving, he actually drove past this park. And that park was the actual park, from way back then where they used to hold, these slave auctions. Excuse me. So they used to have these slave auctions where, people come there, the slaves would be up there on the stage and, you'll bid for your slave and you purchase your slaves and everything. And then to the right of it was these buildings where they used to hold the slaves at. So it's kind of crazy, man, just driving by seeing it, and it's still like a market there to this day. So, it just had me like, wow, man, a lot of evil things happened in the world back in the day, And then basically I learned some more about the island. After they abolished slavery, they basically gave the slaves, the freed people, nothing. They didn't give them nothing. They left them the part of the island that was the worst part of the island. It was like a mountainside, and it was bad for farming and everything like that. And it wasn't until I think 100 years later where people started to revolt and fight for higher wages and things like that. Because the people that was free, they still had to go to the white people to work. The white people, I guess still needed them, so they was able to work, but for, a very little amount of pay. The crazy part about the plantation was it was owned by Thomas Jefferson's great-great-grandfather. And it's just crazy that, basically, you get to learn these different things about how money was passed down from generation to generation and how, white people basically benefit off of slavery, you know what I mean? His name was Samuel Jefferson, by the way. Yeah, it was crazy, man. So, I was just learning about it, and I was just, thinking like, damn, man, our people came a long way, you know what I mean? Also, Mitt Romney, his family also had something, out there with slavery and everything, and money was passed down to his family too from slavery and things like that. But then after that, we went to this big house. It was kind of like a botanical garden, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the area where Samuel Jefferson actually lived and everything like that. But when you go there, you basically walk through, you see a lot of beautiful flowers and plants and everything. And then on the inside, they got these artworks that they create. They give you a little tour and a little lesson on how they make it. And it's basically like this sheep, and they use some kind of hot water or oil. I can't really, tell you exactly what it is, but it's something they use to stain the sheep. And they basically made pictures and drawings out of it. But it was very beautiful, man. They give you just a little quick lesson on how they make it. And they have different sheets to show you the different steps and how they add the different colors and everything. And you can purchase it. I actually purchased some natural soap from there too. And it smelled real good, man. They got different scents and smells and everything. And yeah, I took a lot of pictures too, man. But yeah, other than that, I was hanging out on the beach. I was hanging out, in the pool. And I just had a good time, man. It was like a nice little quick getaway. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, the crazy part about it too was it was around carnival time. It was beginning of carnival time. I actually left before Christmas, so carnival and Juve and everything actually starts the day after Christmas, and it goes up to January maybe 4th or 5th or something like that, 6th or something like that. I kind of just missed it, man, because when I booked my ticket, I didn't know anything about that. It wasn't until after I booked my ticket that I learned that that was going on out there. But yeah, man, that's one of the Caribbean islands. If you love it out there in the Caribbean, definitely go check out St. Kitts, man. And also they have another little small island called Neves or Neves. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, you probably know exactly how to pronounce it. But yeah, man, go check it out though, man. It's pretty cool out there. All right, peace. Oh yeah, one more thing, I almost forgot. When we was driving, it was this area where the guy was explaining to us that due to global warming, the ocean, line is coming and it's pushing back on the land, that whole thing, because the sea levels is rising and everything. So he had these big, gigantic boulders there, and he explained that each boulder cost the country so much money, and it was a bunch of boulders up and down this whole, part of the beach and this road and everything. So yeah, basically due to global warming, the island is actually shrinking, you know what I'm saying, because the ocean is pushing up on the land and everything. And that's one thing I learned, and it was just kind of crazy to see that. And like I said, those boulders cost a lot of money, and they're not made there. They had to import each boulder, and the truck only bring one at a time. I took a video, and you'll see it, where it's just a lot of boulders going up this road. And also it was a river out there. And so let me give you a quick history lesson on what I was told. So what I was told was Samuel Jefferson and these guys basically was traveling by boat. Their boat got damaged, so they came to that island. The natives actually helped them fix their boat, kept them there for I don't know how long of a time, maybe a week or so. They basically taught them things, helped them grow tobacco. Matter of fact, no, they kept them there for a long time. Helped them fix their boat. They, showed them love, nurtured them, welcomed them. And Samuel Jefferson and those guys went back to their country, in Europe, and came back with a bunch of people and killed everybody. And raped everybody, tortured everybody, and took over the island. So it was a site where the massacre actually happened, where he killed 2,000 something natives, and the rest of them, they forced them off of the island. So they didn't have means of transportation, but however they got off the island, they all migrated to, if I'm not mistaken, is Grenada. It might be Grenada, but I have to look again. I'll definitely tag it in the comments. But basically, what he told me was it's a large native population in that other island that they all migrated from. To. And man, it just showed you how evil them people was, man. They came around the world. They met people who welcomed them open arms, and then they came back and killed them and raped the women and did everything like that. And then it was this one hill also that it was buildings and something like that made up on it, and basically the slaves actually helped build that, and those buildings are still there to this day. And they said a lot of slaves actually died before the project was finished and everything. But Yeah, man, it was a river out there too, and they were saying due to global warming and everything, the river dried up. So it's just kind of crazy, man. It's a different world, and it's very educational. I think a lot of people need to go there and experience things like that and see things like that to get a quick little glimpse on how life was, hundreds of years ago, things like that. And it just shows you how, we came a long way. It shows you where we came from, and you get a chance to see where we're at now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was pretty cool though.